Are you in the bathroom?
No, why? Does it sound like I'm in a bathroom?
You're very echoey.
Yeah, you do sound like you're in a hollow area.
I'm sitting in a very empty room, so I'm going to sound echoey.
Maybe you should put like a towel or a blanket over your head.
I probably can do that.
Put a plastic bag over your head.
I got one of those too.
And then tie it real tight around your neck.
Let me see if I can find a towel. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds.
I hope he finally realizes we were only joking.
There's not much you can do about him.
This is a somewhat wet towel, but how's that?
That might be better.
Little better? Little better?
Yes.
Better
yes.
now, better too.
For God's sake, yes.
I have a towel over my head now. I can't see anything.
What do you need to see?
Oh, sight is not important when speaking.
This isn't a video podcast.
Okay. Tell me you guys have done something this last week. Besides Warcraft.
What else is there?
Wow, I played lots of games this weekend. Probably played between Saturday and Sunday a good average 10 hours of games.
Good. And Ivan, was it just Warcraft?
Yeah, because I wasn't invited to anybody's reindeer games. Well, I was on Saturday, but I couldn't make Saturday.
Okay, well, let's put an official start on the show, and then we can begin discussing.
You're listening to the Video Game Show, episode number 228. With us today we have Chad.
Hello.
Ivan.
Greetings, humans.
Doing your intro this week is me, Phil.
Meeful.
So, Chad, did you play any games this week?
God, no. I've been traveling.
Traveling. Oh, that's right.
I'm in Dallas right now.
You're in Dallas. Did you get stuck in the snowstorm or the ice storm or whatever storm they had?
No ice, no snow. Well, there's snow, but there's no ice. So, people can't handle snow.
Did you buy a cowboy hat?
No, I did not buy a cowboy hat.
I think you're supposed to.
What about a big, huge belt buckle?
No big belt buckles, no cowboy hats.
Boots?
Cowboy boots?
No boots.
Spurs?
No spurs.
You suck.
Yes, I do.
Revolvers?
I've seen many gun stores, but no. No revolvers. Well, what do you want? I'm only here for a couple days and leaving on Wednesday.
Are you actually visiting places in Dallas, or?
I am visiting Wendy's parents.
Oh.
I'm in their echoey room right now. Well, one of their echoey rooms in their palatial estate.
They have an echo room?
They have many rooms.
Is it specifically to create echoes?
Well, there is no decorations. There is no things on the walls. All there are bare walls and a bare hardwood floor. So yes, it's an echo room.
It's made out of bears?
Yes.
You just dismissed me.
I didn't dismiss you. I'm
You
acknowledging
did.
you.
That was
No.
total dismissal.
Yeah, it's made out of bears. They killed the bears, got so much fur together that it feels like hardwood floors, and then created this nice bare hardwood floor.
That is awesome. I want a room made out of bears.
I wish it was made out of bears, but I wouldn't echo so much. And I wouldn't be sitting here with a towel on my head.
True story. Anyway, so Phil, did you play anything new?
No, a lot of more older games, but played lots of games that was not World of Warcraft, which is pretty good for me.
Yeah, you guys were douchebags and played a bunch of 4-player games with 4 people, so I didn't play anything.
Yeah.
Oh, don't deny it.
Yeah.
I logged on to Steam, and there's 4 of you on, and then me, and you're playing
Let's see, we were playing Alien Swarm.
Alien Swarm, and there's 4 of you, so I couldn't join, and then you're playing Warhammer, which I don't own, so I couldn't play.
Yeah, we played Dawn of War 2. We played...
Don't have it.
Some Versus, and we played a little bit of Last Stand. And I was really digging The Last Stand, because it was the first time I played it. So basically, you play as your little hero, and you're on this little... It's almost like an island, and you've got 4 entrances for the enemy to enter from, and it's basically horde mode in survival. So you've got your little hero, and you gotta basically last wave after wave. So I think the best we ended up doing was maybe wave 14 at one point.
So is there an end, or is it just they get harder and harder and harder till you're going to lose eventually?
I think the goal is to eventually lose.
Okay. Because there's no possible end, right?
Yeah, with really only 3 people, it's so easy to get swarmed with like ranged attacks from all over, and that's really the point at which you are doomed to lose, unless you've got all 3 characters have some sort of range attacks. Keith was playing pretty well. He's got a big orc with a big, huge machine gun, and he's got the ability to teleport from area to area on the board. So if people would die, you can pretty much help them up, kind of like in Gears of War. And so what he would do is if somebody would get knocked down or knocked out, he would kind of teleport to one corner and kind of suck everybody over, and then try to kill off a few people, and then teleport back to help people up. But yeah, I don't know if there's possibly an end to that game, because it really, really gets hard as you keep going. But as you level up your character and get better skills and better armor and stuff, it's possible to last much longer.
Is it persistent, or does that stuff reset every new game?
Each new game, you start pretty much back from it, like easy level, but your characters save their levels as they level up. You're persistently leveling your particular hero.
This is Dawn of War 2. This is the real-time strategy game, sort of.
That's correct. But this is a mod that they added on to that game, and I believe it was a free DLC for that game. With the original Dawn of War 2, which does not include the Chaos, you can play the 4 default races, and I think each one has 2 or 3 heroes that you can play, so there's quite a variety.
And you also played Alien Swarm. How is Alien Swarm? I've never tried that one. That's the free game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was free. It was pretty good. The 4 of us played it and actually beat it. It took maybe 3 hours or so, at least, to make it all the way through. As you get further in the game, you need to play with more strategy. Obviously, it's not just go in there and hack and slash and shoot everything that moves. There's various things that can kill you pretty easily, and there's all kinds of objectives along with killing things in the game. So there's these face suckers that they're called infestations, I think is what they called them. And basically they jump on your face and suck on your face, and if you don't have a healer with a med kit, think of the healing gun from Team Fortress 2. If you don't have one of those, it's pretty easy for everybody to die off. If you also don't have a tech person to open the doors, you can fail the mission too. So there's a lot of survival and a lot of strategy involved in that game. Oh yeah, and if you're playing that game with Chris and Keaton, you're going to have lots of fun with them drawing funny things on the map.
Drawing? Oh, is the map collaborative? Can you like a whiteboard? Can you?
Yes,
yeah.
You can draw on the whiteboard pretty much anything.
Penises.
Yeah, think of Second Life. But besides that, we also played, what else did we play? We played some Vegas 2 for a good few hours. And then Saturday night we got together over at Keith's apartment and played some Xbox games. And let's see, we played a little bit of Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 4, which I didn't realize there was literally about 100 characters that you can choose from.
Yeah, how does it compare to the older Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2?
It looks very similar. It looks a little more polished though, and it's kind of like most fighting games where you really can't rely too much on the super special moves, like throwing the fireballs and stuff like that. You can pretty much get away with just kind of punching and jumping around and timing your kicks and punches, along with throwing in your special moves. But it looks good. And then let's see, we played a little bit of Madden 2011 with all 3 of us on the same team. That was fun. We were the Browns. Did the old roster update, and that was pretty fun.
Did you lose?
No, we actually won.
Huh. Who were you playing?
We were the Browns, and we were playing the Broncos.
Sweet.
And it's funny because there's a new feature in 2011 called Game Flow, where basically you can be lazy and let the computer call the play for you. And as you're playing, it'll tell you if you're going to play a run or play a pass play. So then you hit the little button, and it'll show you what the patterns are, or where you're running or where you're throwing to. So then we got to the one point where we were up, I think we were up a touchdown, and I think it was like a minute and a half, and the other team had a couple timeouts, and we were like inside the 10-yard line. So it was telling us to kneel down to run the clock out. So Keith's like, no, we're going to call an audible and score a touchdown. Well, luckily for us, we did that because as soon as we kicked the ball back to the other team, they ended up scoring in like 2 plays. That was fun. And the other game that was very surprisingly fun with multiple people on the same team was NHL 2011.
Hockey.
Very fun, yes.
Did you fight each other?
There was some fighting involved. And Chris would win, Chris would lose, Keith would win, Keith would lose. And I think I may have gotten into one fight and lost. Hockey's pretty fun if you get a bunch of people together in the same room, on the same team especially. Especially if you're not a hockey fan like most of us are in the United States.
Very good, Phil. You got anything else?
No, I pretty much cover the weekend.
And not even just Warcraft?
Just Warcraft. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Have you guys gotten anything new down?
No. No.
We're up to, what, 5 or 6 bosses down now?
We're up to 6. So I don't know if that means we got something new down or not. I don't remember.
That might be one new for the week.
Cool. Yeah, we're I forget. We looked it up and we're pretty high up there on the realm at least. Like 20th or something on the realm. We're actually doing pretty well in our 10-man rating.
Do you have a big guild? Is it huge? Is it like lots of people or is it...
I would call it medium-sized. We've got, I don't know, probably close to 150 characters in the guild.
Mm-hmm.
But then, most people have at least 2 or 3 characters in there. We've got probably 20-ish, 23 people, regular people who are on all the time.
And now in the new expansion, the guilds have that ranking system, not the experience system.
Well, there's both. You get a guild level and experience, and when you level up, you get perks. So you get guild type perks, like you hit level 5 and you get 10% extra experience when you're out questing, or the ability to buy extra guild tabs and that kind of stuff. And then if you get achievements, there's certain achievements, like if you cook, I forget what it is, 5,000 cataclysm food things, you unlock a food recipe that allows you to create food that you can put down that everybody can eat when you're in like a raid or something like that.
So now, how far are you guys along in the experience levels with your guild? I mean, is there a lot more for you guys to do?
There is a daily cap for the guild, and there's a weekly cap for individuals. So your guild levels up to, I think, level 25, and you get experience for the stuff that you do. So there's friendly, honored, revered, and exalted with your guild. So you kind of treat your guild as like a faction for people who have played Warcraft. And there's a weekly cap that individuals can get, and there's a daily cap for experience that guilds can get. And so far, we have reached the cap every day. So right now, I think the highest level that is possible is level 10 for the guild, and we have reached that goal.
So it's probably another month or so before you guys actually hit the max.
At least, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I can't bring anything to the table, sorry.
Awesome.
Well, I can just bring my, editing abilities and
your towel head.
And my towel head. Now, perhaps we should have a show note here. So I'm leaving on Wednesday for parts east, far east.
Okay.
I don't know when I'm going to be in Wi-Fi range again. I know in mid-February I'm going to be in Hong Kong, and when I'm there, I should be back online. I don't know up until then if I'm going to have any kind of Wi-Fi on a regular basis.
We'll do what we did last time. We'll try and do shows if people show up.
Okay, very good. I'm going to put together tonight a little screencast explaining how to put the show up for you guys.
Cool.
So you guys can actually put the show up. People will have passwords and IDs and everything like that, and I'll make sure to all get out there. Other than that, yeah.
Where are you guys flying out from?
Dallas. So we're flying out from Dallas to Toronto, sitting in Toronto for 8 hours, and then flying out to Hong Kong.
If you see Santa Claus, make sure you take a picture.
I will definitely do that. I will definitely take a picture of him. Why? Why am I going to see Santa Claus?
Because when you fly overseas, you actually fly over the North Pole and you come back down.
Yes.
It's supposed to be shorter.
Yes, it is.
Because everybody wants proof.
I'll let them know you said hi.
Please do. It's been a while since I've sat on the jolly old man's lap.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. Okay.